So after Saturday night, what was the feeling like for you guys offensively when you were able to put together a performance like that, especially in the run game where that was obviously the peak of the fall so far?
Yeah, I felt like as the offense, we took a really, really huge step towards improvement. I feel like we executed, we played great team football on all phases. I think that we did a great job balancing the run and the pass game, which is something that our offense we want to do, is to be able to execute like that. So last Saturday, was an opportunity for us to continue to put that on display of what we can do, and obviously we're seeking to constantly be on a state of improvement and grow from there.
Did you do anything special for your linemen on Saturday or Monday or Sunday?
Oh, not no, no, none too crazy, too special. Like I said, we're excited as offense that we're able to execute. But that's not where we want to stay. We want to constantly get better. We're constantly on a state of improvement, which is what we always preach about. Especially heading into this week.
What did you see? 'Cause it seemed like both you and Kieran had a lot more time and room to on the handoff this last game than maybe the first few. What were they doing in front of you to allow that cushion for you guys?
Yeah, I think the O-line just did a great job of getting great push. They were very, very physical. We knew going into the week that Iowa was a great defensive team. They're a great team overall, and they were a very physical team. And throughout the entire week of practice, we were practicing of, hey, we need to be physical up front. And those guys were able to go out there on Saturday and execute that. So it was come to the physicality of the offensive line and also the wide receivers as well. Them getting on the outsides on a lot of the wide zones, the toss that we had, them getting those key blocks for us to be able to break it loose. And then it was easy for us to be able to mirror the run game and the pass game and have that balance, keep defense on their toes, which also helped a lot.
You have your own history with Michigan, obviously going back, to the recruiting process. But I was wondering, coming in as a transfer last year, what you learned about the rivalry, kind of on the fly, what it was like experiencing that game, and then looking at it this year, how you kind of been able to, with 61 new guys on the roster, you've got to be one of those guys that knows what it's like to play in this rivalry.
Yeah, no doubt. We had a team meeting this morning, and Coach Smith kind of went over what this rivalry means. About the trophy and whatnot. At the end of the day, we're taking this game as we take every single game. We understand it's a big game. We understand it's a rivalry. Although our focus doesn't change. The way that we approach practice doesn't change. The way that we approach anything doesn't change. We have to constantly be on a constant state of improvement. It doesn't really matter who's out there. Whether it's Michigan or whether it's Iowa. It doesn't really matter who's out there. So at the end of the day, yes, it is a rivalry. Yes, it is a big game. But as offense, it's all about us. It's all about us. The offense, all about us as a team, and what can we do to constantly improve, no matter who the opponent is.
Do you guys talk about last year's game at all, or has it just been so much turnover that it wouldn't matter?
No, I wouldn't say not really. No.
You talk about nothing's changed, but does it feel any different in the building this week with this game coming up?
I think this is I wouldn't say it's like anything different as far as our focus. I feel like our focus is where it has been, and Coach Smith always talks about we have to continue to have a great week of practice, great week of preparation, so that we can be able to execute on the field. So yeah.
You guys went through 3 quarterbacks last year. How much was this transition, the new coaching staff and everything else, eased by the fact that from pretty much since December, that Aiden's going to be the quarterback?
Yeah, I just think that, coming from the spring was huge, having Aiden come in the spring and obviously having the quarterbacks and, taking that time in the spring and the summer to be able to get used to, the Aiden and all the other quarterbacks that we have and really be able to get used to the offense so we have a comfortability of what we're running on the field so we have confidence out there. And, as we continue to improve, we see that levels of improvement, but we've been working on that since the spring, so it's really encouraging to see how we've grown from then to the summer till now.
When you have that one voice, though, kind of leading the offense, though, what does that do for the players around Aiden or yourself and everybody else?
Yeah, I say this is great. We could be able to look toward Aiden. Despite how many people say how young he is, he's a great leader. He's very mature for his age. He's very mature to be, leading an offense and leading a team the way he does. So, we look up to him in that way. We look up to him as a leader. He holds himself to such a high standard, which is encouraging to see. And, it's exciting to see where he is now and how much he's grown and improved and even going forward in his career.
Nate, at this point in the career, at the season that is, what surprises you about what's happening with the team right now, and what has something you've come to expect? What surprised you, and what you kind of come to expect?
It's a really good question. I want to say anything that I can think of surprised me as far as the team. I knew from the spring that we had a really, really good football team. I guess one of the things that I could say that it's encouraging to see how much we've improved from game one to now. As an offense, as a defense, as a special teams, really as a whole team, and how connected we are. I would say that's probably the biggest thing, how connected we are, how, every single week we come into work, we come in with a great mindset of preparation, and that really trickles down all the way from Coach Smith to the coaches, really to us. So it's really, it's our culture now to operate in that way, and that's one thing that's very encouraging for me to see.
Nate, what are some things you guys learned about yourselves as an offense over the bye week that might have led to some of the improvement we saw on Saturday?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing through the bye week is just that we have so many opportunities, and it was just little tweaks in the run game, little tweaks in the passing game, and little finishing up touches there for us to be able to go out there and execute and play the way that we want to play. We believe that we can move the ball on any person in the country. We truly believe that. We truly have confidence in that. And then at the end, it comes down to executing so we can put the ball in the end zones at the end drives and things like that. So for us, our confidence never wavered. Our confidence never changed. If anything, it grew, because we see the players that we have, and we have players that can make plays. And, we're always on a constant state of improvement. We're always going to prepare for that.
When you flip it around, when you guys go ones versus ones, I know it's not maybe often, but what has made this defense hard to run against when you've had to attempt to run your starting defense?
As far as Michigan or our team?
No, your Michigan State's defense, when you guys have gone one versus
Oh, okay. I
ones,
see what you're saying.
what's made them good against the run?
Yeah, I mean, they're aggressive. They're aggressive. Our defense is aggressive. Our defense is physical. Our defense plays hard. You can see that on Saturdays in the way, like last week, how they stopped the run against Iowa. How aggressive they were, how physical they were. So it's great for us to be able to go against them and the opportunities that we have when it's ones against ones, for us to get those reps, because we're going to be playing defenses like that. And I truly believe that we have one of the best defenses, if not the best defense in the Big Ten. And so for us, it's to be able to go against top-level competition and top-level defense and the schemes that they bring in, especially the players that we have, it helps us be better as an offense going into the next game.
Are you doing that much during the week, in a normal week, ones versus ones? I know you did a little bit on the bye week. Is that part of a normal week?
Yeah, it mixtures every single week, yeah.
What did, when you guys are out there in the first half and those 3 and outs that defense gave you guys, we kept going back out, how much did you guys feed off what they were doing?
Yeah, we were feeding off of those defenses, like you were saying. It was high, not just that, but also just the energy in the crowd. We knew that once the defense got us 3 and out, we were going to go out there and we were going to move the ball, and we were going to put ourselves in the best position to score. Whether that's finishing with a field goal, whether that's finishing with a touchdown. So that's what I talk about of a complete team game, is all phases working together. As far as defense getting the stops, offense going down, scoring, special team doing their job when they have the opportunities for us to be able to have a complete win like that.
On the other side, were you hearing from them as you guys were sustaining drives? I think it was like 40 to 20 almost in time of possession. I mean, that's against an Iowa team that does that to teams.
Yeah. Like I said, it's very, very encouraging for us to be able to have those long, extended drives. So, number one, we get our defense to rest, and so we can wear down their team as well. Wear down their defense. So that comes back to our preparation and how we prepared throughout practice, how we practiced, and how hard we did as we practiced, and just the mental focus that we had throughout the week.
How much did facing Iowa last week prepare you for Michigan? Similar challenge. They're a team that likes to, obviously stop the run and run heavy offense. And just, as far as schematically, preparing for a similar kind of team.
Yeah, we know, like I said, Iowa's a very physical team, and we know Michigan's a very physical team. They have a lot of great, good players over there. So for us, it's going to be another challenge offensively to, find schemes and be able to focus and execute so we can move the ball, just like we did last week. And obviously, last week was good, but we're not satisfied with that. We're on a constant state of improvement so we can be better each and every single week. We want to play our best ball towards the end of the year, and that's what we're striving for.
You convinced that some of the things we saw Saturday are sustainable and it's not just a one-off type of performance, I guess?
I am, yes, I am.
Why?
Because that's who we are. That's the culture that we bring. That's the culture that Coach Smith and his entire staff has implemented in us. And like I said, that's our focus going into this week. Is we're obviously happy with the result. We're not satisfied as far as an offense because we're always on a constant improvement.
You have one more for Paul.
Hey, Nate, I wanted to ask you about pass pro this weekend. They blitz a lot. How big is that for running backs to help out pass pro?
Yeah, it's going to be huge for us. Just like any other game, it comes from the communication between all line, making sure that all of us that we're connected as far as we know what the all line is doing, which helps us know what we're doing, and then just us being able to study film and study what they do defensively so we can be ready and prepared for whatever they bring at us.
Yeah, and going back to last year, I mean, Michigan's kind of going through year you guys experienced that. Can you talk about the effect that it had, I guess, on the offense when you were switching quarterbacks kind of, as frequently as you did last year?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, last year was last year. You know, at the end of the day, what happened with the offense, I see like the quarterbacks that we had in the game did the best job that they could. You know, and I think as a team we did the best job we could. You know, obviously we don't really want to focus much on last year. We want to focus on the now, focus on how we're going to prepare to beat Michigan this week.
Yeah, and that might though, I mean, with Aiden, I mean, the fact that, it's constant and in that sense, I mean, do you see that kind of increases the potential for growth?
Yeah.
Just knowing him?
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I definitely do. You know, like you said, Aiden and the rest of the quarterbacks, they all work hard to put themselves in the best position so they can be able to play on Saturdays, whether it's Aiden or whether it's Tommy or whoever's out there. You know, they all work hard and they all focus in so that so whoever's getting thrown out there, whether it's Aiden or whether it's somebody else, we're able to get the job done. And that's just not just on quarterbacks, but that's on all phases, all positions on the offense.
Thanks, Nate.
Thank you, guys.